The moment your budgies stopped being afraid of you and what you did to make it happen, there was a specific point in time, a biological shift, when your budgie looked at you and the internal danger signal became a safety signal. You were the one who triggered this neurological change. You provided the consistent environment required for their brain to reclassify you as safe. You might not have noticed when it happened, but by the end of this video, you will understand the physical process that occurred inside your budgie's brain during that exact moment. Mapping this hidden neurological rewiring reveals the scale of the transition a prey animal must make to exist comfortably alongside a human. A budgie does not arrive in your home as a neutral observer. They arrive governed by ancient responses, reacting to sudden movement, fleeing from shadows, and fearing anything large. This profound fear is an evolutionary necessity. In the wild, birds that did not react to large creatures were eaten, while the most fearful survived to pass on their genetics. Their nervous system is built to store fear permanently. Research shows that exposure to predator danger causes elevated neuronal activation in the amygdala and hippocampus that lasts for at least 7 days after a single frightening event. To them, you are a large, unpredictable creature walking into the middle of a biological system designed to detect and remember threats instantly. A budgie's brain is a survival machine, optimized for hyperreactivity. To build trust, you have to find a way to work within that machine and eventually change how it truly operates. In the early stages, every approach to the cage triggers the amygdala, the brain's alarm system. This causes a physical stress response, spiking hormones and creating a near-constant urge to flee. Changing this response requires fear extinction, building a competing new memory. It creates a new learned association that identifies a stimulus as harmless. Every time you approach and nothing happens, your budgie's brain records the data. The new memory file grows stronger with each repetition. Patience is the method by which you provide the brain with enough data to allow the new, safe memory to outcompete the original fear response. This rewiring happens in measurable stages. The first is simply the absence of terror. You know you've reached it when you can change the food and water without your budgie panicking or flying around the cage to hide. By showing up predictably and without making demands, you allow the amygdala to slowly quiet down. You are proving that your presence is not a threat. The second stage is more subtle. The budgie stops moving away from your hand. They sit still, they watch closely, and they remain in place. This stillness is a choice. The nervous system has gathered enough evidence to override the flight response, actively suppressing its most powerful survival instinct. When a prey animal stays near a potential threat because of consistent evidence, it is a significant biological milestone. Stage 3 involves a distinct increase in vulnerability. Your budgie chooses to eat from your hand. For a bird, eating requires looking down and losing sight of potential predators. By eating in your presence, the budgie decides being near you is worth the physical risk. Then comes the moment the brain physically locks in the new truth. The budgie steps onto your hand voluntarily, without the incentive of food or the pressure of being cornered. At this point, the safe memory has officially become the dominant signal. The brain physically rewires around the accumulated evidence of your gentle behavior. The step onto your hand is physical proof the new memory has won the neurological battle. This transition requires significant effort from the bird. They have to work against their own biological nature to process your presence as safe. This physical rewiring is a long-term process. It takes 2 to 6 weeks of daily interaction to see a reduction in fear, and often 12 weeks or more for a bird to be fully comfortable with your hand. Every day, the budgie makes a choice to watch you and weigh the evidence, fighting thousands of years of survival instinct to give you another chance to prove you are not a predator. You earned this trust by being consistent. The bird chose you because you provided enough evidence to override their survival programming. If your budgie already trusts you, every interaction you have now serves to reinforce that dominant safe memory, making it a permanent part of their brain's architecture. If you are still in the early stages, remember that every quiet moment is being recorded as data in their brain. The new memory file is growing even when the progress is invisible to you. By being calm and unhurried, you provided the necessary evidence for a frightened brain to rewrite its understanding of reality. You proved you're not a predator. You are a flock member. You are home. Share this video with other budgie owners and subscribe for our next deep dive into how that trust can be broken. Tell me the story of your budgie's first step in the comments below. Trust is the result of a quiet, patient accumulation of evidence, recorded one moment at a time by a small, frightened mind.